Three childhood friends. A trauma that never heals. A murder that tears open wounds we thought had scarred over. Mystic River isn't just another thriller. It's an American tragedy written in water and concrete, asking how far we'll go in the name of family, honor, and justice. Or maybe revenge. Today I'm breaking down the most fascinating behind-the-scenes stories of Clint Eastwood's masterpiece, hidden details that completely change how you see this film. But first, quick heads up before we dive in. I'll need to touch on some plot details to explain these stories. No gratuitous spoilers, but if you haven't seen this 2003 masterpiece yet, maybe hit pause, go watch it, then come back. I'll wait. Trust me, it's worth it. Mystic River comes from the novel by Dennis Lehane, a writer who knows Boston like the back of his hand. The screenplay is by Brian Helgeland, already an Oscar winner for LA Confidential, and also a New England native. The cast: Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, Kevin Bacon, Laura Linney, and Marcia Gay Harden. Names that already promise something special. We're in working-class Boston, where three childhood friends, Jimmy, Dave, and Sean, carry the scars of something terrible that happened when they were 11. 25 years later, the murder of Jimmy's daughter forces all three to reckon with who they were, who they've become, and especially what the past refuses to stop claiming. Here's the thing. Mystic River isn't some made-up literary name. It's a real waterway running through Greater Boston, winding through Massachusetts and beyond. But in the film, it becomes something much more. A liquid metaphor that Lehane and Eastwood use with surgical precision. Water flows, always, but it holds onto sediment, debris, secrets. Just like our protagonist's memories, seems to move forward, but never quite breaks free from the past. Here's something most people don't know. Clint Eastwood composed the entire score himself. The director searched for the right melody, as he later explained, until he found inspiration in the triangle of the three friends. Just a few piano notes, an essential theme born from the geometry of friendship. Penn, Robbins, Bacon. A musical triad for a broken human one. This isn't music that explains emotions. Eastwood hates that approach. It's music that flows alongside the characters like the river itself, present, inevitable, but never intrusive. Eastwood made a choice that went against the grain back then. No stand-in city, no Toronto for Boston. They shot in real neighborhoods, Southie, East Boston, Jamaica Plain, with local extras and crew. It's one reason the film smells like reality, as one critic put it. But here's the fascinating exception. The Black Emerald, the bar that's crucial to the ending, didn't exist. They built it from scratch on a lot by the Mystic. A set from nothing that had to feel like it had been there forever. A perfect fake in a world of truth. Just like the lies the characters tell themselves. There's a moment in this film that gets stuck in your throat. When Jimmy realizes that girl under the sheet is his daughter. Is that my daughter in there? Sean Penn wasn't just acting that scene. Kevin Bacon, who had to deliver the response, revealed in the audio commentary that even during reverse shots, Penn maintained such intensity that the crew worried he might have a heart attack. Jimmy's voice shatters like glass. This isn't just staging, it's real pain cutting through the artifice of fiction. Eastwood shot that sequence like a Greek tragic chorus, where every element, camera movement, crowd placement, builds toward one devastating image of a destroyed father. On an Eastwood set, you never hear "action" shouted. The director works in silence with minimal rehearsal, very few takes, almost sacred respect for actors' first instincts. Mystic River was scheduled for 43 days, shot in 39. This isn't rushing, it's trust. Eastwood knows truth emerges when actors don't have time to lie to themselves. He demands both intensity and restraint, two seemingly opposite qualities that fuse perfectly in this film. The result? Scenes that don't feel performed but lived. Dialogue with the weight of real conversation. Before Kevin Bacon, Detective Sean Devine was supposed to be Michael Keaton. Keaton had already done script readings with the cast, had studied the local accent. Then he left due to creative differences right before shooting started. Bacon stepped in, bringing a different shade to the character. Where Keaton might have delivered more urban anxiety, Bacon offers a kind of moral exhaustion. The weight of someone who's seen too much and knows justice is often a luxury Boston can't afford. Tom Stern's cinematography transforms Boston into an urban purgatory. Desaturated palette, cold greens and grays that seem to sweat humidity. Deep blacks that swallow the characters whole. This isn't just an aesthetic choice. It's a way to make us feel the moral weight of the story. Stern avoids any glamour. Boston isn't a postcard here. It's cracked concrete, narrow corridors, kitchens lit by fluorescents that reveal too much and hide everything. Light never redeems. At best, it exposes. This is photography that knows the price of wrong choices and presents it without mercy. Eastwood is a master of what he doesn't show. Crucial moments often happen off-screen. We see the aftermath, never the event. It's an anti-spectacular choice that forces viewers to fill in the blanks. And those blanks hurt worse than any shouted plot twist. Katie's murder, Dave's assault, even the final reckoning. Eastwood knows imagination is crueler than any image, and that real pain hides in the looks that come after. The trembling hands, the words that can't be spoken. Laura Linney's final monologue, My King, ranks among the most chilling moments in 2000 cinema. This is where we finally understand the community the film depicts. A tribal law where family loyalty justifies almost anything. Linney perfectly embodies this unwritten code. Her speech, measured and ice-cold, echoes Lady Macbeth, but feels even more terrifying because it lacks torment. This is the voice of someone who's chosen sides and feels no regret. It's scarier than any violence because it represents the normalization of necessary evil. The cross ring worn by the kidnappers, shown in close-up early on, sparked symbolic debates when Mystic River premiered at Cannes. That seemingly minor detail became fodder for analysis about religion and violence and corruption of innocence.
Sean Penn, Mystic River.
The film took home 2 Oscars. Sean Penn for Best Actor,
Tim Robbins for Mystic River.
And Tim Robbins for Best Supporting Actor. Penn carves Jimmy with contained rage and volcanic eruptions. Robbins makes Dave a dimmed man, suspended between childhood trauma and adult inadequacy. But don't sleep on Laura Linney and Marcia Gay Harden. They're the silent engines of this tragedy. Harden especially embodies the mother who knows but cannot speak, bearing the weight of protecting loved ones from truth's consequences. 2 female characters proving that in this masculine, violent universe, women often hold the keys to everyone else's fate. At the end, after 2 hours of moral tension, the question remains that the film never resolves. What we've witnessed, is it justice or revenge? The closing parade, with its crossing glances and silences that weigh more than words, tells us some kind of order has been restored, but at what cost? This is where Mystic River becomes truly great cinema. No easy answers, no absolution for anyone, no final condemnation. It leaves viewers carrying the moral weight of the characters' choices, forcing us to examine our own ethical boundaries. Last few things before we wrap. Kevin Bacon also recorded an alternate version of his crucial line, "God said you owed him another marker," a version without the religious reference. In the end, Eastwood kept the original. And there's an almost invisible cameo. In the final parade scene, Dennis Lehane, the original novel's author, appears briefly on a convertible moving through the crowd. That's him waving, a small authorial signature in his own literary world transformed into cinema. And the river, silent protagonist of the entire story. Every time water appears in frame, it's like Eastwood reminding us that the past never leaves. Mystic River is definitive proof that a thriller can also be visual literature without losing an ounce of tension. Now it's your turn. What scene hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. If this deep dive into Mystic River worked for you, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you soon for another plunge into great cinema. Thanks for sticking with me to the end.